Hi there, Lee Farnell here from Leading Your Best Life. And what I want to do here is share with you some business growth insights and strategies that came from a strategic planning session I ran with a company yesterday, and see how you can use these in your business. Here we go. Welcome back. Here I am looking at my notes right now. I'm just going to share some of the tools that we developed yesterday. I talk about collective brain power. When you get the brains in the room sharing data, where we have open, transparent, adult relationships with the leadership team, where we've done a lot of work with these guys in the past. But here are just some of the ideas that you can take on board right now. First of all, one, you want to grow the business. Where is your pipeline goal? Where can I put my finger on the pulse of where is your sales pipeline? We see this time and time again where people say, we want to grow the business. And then you start to, well, where's your sales pipeline? What does the pipeline look like? What's the system for sales pipeline? You know, where do those leads come from and what do we do with them? Well, what we found with this particular client was there was no real system for harnessing and documenting leads. You go, oh, come on, Lee, surely that's just obvious. Oh, no, let's go to 100 companies tomorrow and see just how tight they are with the harnessing, the documenting, the capturing of the leads. Often it's barely part of the conversation, even though if you're talking about cash flow and growth, then clearly lead and sales pipeline is critical. So we do a sales pipeline audit, a sales pipeline analysis, and we turn that into a micro project. Now, we also talked about in terms of what does the leader of the team need to let go of? What is the leader of the team hanging on to that's actually impeding, acting as a handbrake for growth and communication? So we brainstormed some of the things that he could easily let go of. Now, oh, should I? One of the keys to any leadership is the power of Teflon, the power of letting go, the power of being like a non-stick fry pan, and the leader letting go of key tasks, key micro projects, being able to identify who can I get to do this to. This would be a good micro project for you. So we started to talk about lead capture, and lead tabs in the system. We also talked about the feedback cycle, where there is some resistance between departments about who's relying on who and who's not doing what. And we said clearly there needs to be a sit-down, sorted out feedback conversation here. Let's get real. Let's not walk around the problem. As we say, problems are not like wine or cheese. They do not get better with age. So let's put in place a way better feedback cycle of how we can make sure that you hit the agreed targets and timeframes and quality, so that the job is done on time, on budget, and as expected, so that we're happy. And if it's not, let's talk about what do we do to Kaizen it? What do we do to improve it for next time? There was a policy around some decision-making person. I didn't know that, but I didn't know that policy existed. Well, we don't do that. We do this. We prefer this, not that. Oh, really? I didn't know that. No one told me that. Well, very important. And again, I'm talking here about lead. I said, let's set a goal that sales pipeline, that lead tab is jam-packed. And then, as we do in all systems, let's report back on that in, say, 30 days' time. How are we going? What progress are we making? We also talked about the induction process and the development process and the 90-day probation process of what worked and what didn't work in that onboarding of new people. And we talked about the power and importance of shadowing the experienced manager or the experienced person on the team. And when you are shadowing, let's have a rule, which one of the other managers brought up that he got from Coco Chanel, of you shut up. You do not talk in meetings with clients for that first 30, 60, 90 days. Have an agreed time frame, because what we find is the uninitiated person who still isn't aware of the culture, particularly in meetings with clients, can easily say stupid things or put their foot in it or don't know the history of the relationship and do and say all sorts of crazy things that are not helpful at all. So a rule, shut your mouth. Shut up and listen and learn. And then, of course, we talk about debriefing, which when we talk about client meetings, we go BDA. What do you do before the meeting so that everyone knows what our outcome is that we want, how we're going to play the game, what we do during the meeting, new person, shut up. And after the meeting, we debrief what worked, what didn't work, what are our follow-up actions, what did we learn from that meeting in terms of getting good at client meetings. We also talked about red zone, green zone. So people know what are the behaviours we're looking for if they're going to be in the green zone, which includes hitting their targets, listening to feedback, being a good team member, offering help, being a positive contributor in terms of energy and time and work, and at the same time, client relationships, protecting the brand, building positive client relationships, all of those things. That's the green zone. And in the red zone, you're doing the opposite of that. You're not taking feedback. You're not hitting your targets. You're not using the tools that we offer you. So we've got a whole system and tool we have there, red zone, green zone. So people are very clear. If you're in the red zone, we're going to be having a chat, mate. We're going to be honest, critical, crucial conversation. We're not going to walk around the problem. We're going to sit down as two adults and eyeball each other, and some might even call it a come to Jesus conversation. Mate, I know you think you're doing the right thing, but let's actually look at what happened. You didn't look at the appendix of the document, or you didn't look at the detail, or you didn't ring the client back. Let's not bullshit each other here. And we're talking about the behaviour. You as a person is a good person. Although I wouldn't have hired you if you weren't. But we're talking about this 1%er or 2%er or 5%er that we have to deal with and correct. Here's another great principle here of I spend 90% of my time talking about their dog and only 5 and 10% talking about business. In other words, I'm building relationships. I'm building relationships with people about their dog, their cat, their horse riding, their water skiing, their boat. Build a relationship. People like to do business with people they like. People like to do business with people they like. And they like people who like the same things as they do. Oh, it's strange about that. Why does so much business get done on the golf course or the tennis court, or even out surfing sometimes? Because people like to do business with people they like. So you need to practice and train your people in how to be likable, how to develop rapport. What is there? 2 points here. One, the final one, recruiting. Involvement equals ownership equals commitment. So we're saying when you like someone or you think they've got possibility, don't just you as managers hire them. Get some members of the team involved in the recruiting process so that the team members also have veto, which we got this idea from Southwest Airlines in the US, where there's a whole process where the staff are involved in the recruiting of people. Why? Then involvement equals ownership equals commitment. People then are committed to people who pass through the tests to join the team, rather than manager hires it, person's parachuted in. Oh, folks, welcome to Bob, welcome to Mary, they're new. People don't know them from a bar of soap, versus get them involved. We've used this with junior people in high school in retail stores, and it's worked an absolute treat because people are then more committed to the people being successful. They're just some of the notes from yesterday. There's so many other notes there as well. One-to-one, face-to-face contacts. There's all sorts of things. Engaging with clients in the way you want the clients to be engaged with. Shut up for the first 30 days. So on and so on. The R factor at work. Folks, what does this mean for you? The things I've just talked about, red zone, green zone, building relationship, spending 90% of your time talking about the dog, the pipeline goal, the lead capture system, the feedback cycles, documenting lead process. Take action on it. Want help with it? That's exactly what we do at LFBB and Performance Development Consultants, is give you systems and processes to put wings on your business, put wings on your sales results, make it way more fun to grow your business, and accelerate the value of your business. See you next time. I'm Lee Farnell.